Hey guys, Matty Wong here, Sunline Pro. I'm going to talk to you about some secret little tips and tricks when it comes to my Minnow setup and what are some of the most key ingredients on this whole deal. First of all, I'm going to start with the All Might. This is a sinking braid. I like the pink, which is very high visibility, very easy to see, and the reason why that this line is superior to any other line, in my opinion, for this technique is because it sinks. And when you're able to make long casts and your line cuts through the water, you're able to keep bait to rod contact. You get more feel for your bait, you're able to get a more direct hookup when that fish bites it, and just all around incredible, abrasion resistant, and the castability is phenomenal. Another good thing about the All Might is that you rarely will get wind knots, which is a big deal when using a lighter diameter braided line. I like to pair it up with FC leader. Instead of snipping off a little portion of your FC sniper, that line was meant to spool up an entire reel for a long cast and for a whole spool of fluorocarbon. This FC leader is meant specifically and designed specifically for shorter cuts of this line for shock resistance, high abrasion resistant, and it's a little bit more, it's a little stiffer when it comes to coming out of the reel, coming out of the rod to make those casts and to have that connection to your minnow, to your rod. And so I like to tie an FG knot from my braid to leader, and when it comes to my minnow bait, I like to tie on a little loop knot. So instead of putting a split ring, or instead of putting a snap, that little loop knot helps the movement of that bait, of that jig head as it comes through the water. You barely even have to shake it with a loop knot, and there's a lot of movement going on with a minnow. Another little tip is just depending on where you rig this bait, it can do a different action. So if you're in the market to up your minnow game, I'd look no further than Sunline's All Might and FC Leader. It's definitely helped me out, and I'm sure it'll help you out too.